Hi everyone, in this occasion we're gonna study together the formula of the prevalence on the energy. This is a formula that is very kind of interesting and also in the same places um, important because if you don't know this formula, you maybe don't know actually the basic the basics of physics, and also you will be like without direction in certain way in life. But the nice part of this formula is that I'm going to explain it to you in a really easy way, and also you will see the explanation of it with some examples. Okay, we're gonna even make it. We're gonna make it more complete for us to understand every detail, but we're gonna try to make a simple a simple video of maybe 20 minutes, no more than 30. Okay, so let's go here and start a new board. Just a new blank board on here. Let's imagine that we are on the school. Here I have put on notes what I want. Okay, first thing first. Usually when you're gonna study a formula, you have to understand what is the purpose of the formula. The purpose of this formula is the preservation of the energy, but also this this formula explains how the energy um, can can keep in consistency. For example, I will tell you one example. One kid, let's say, no, let's say one boy like me, 29 years old, he woke up and he was reading the Bible, and after reading it, he saw a little insect. It was an spider. He took his shoe and killed it. Guess what? After that, the boy watched through the energy container, and in there he was watching a crocodile, black, going to go and to hide like into the energy. And now you would say, how does it have to be with it? Well, believe it or not, one of the animals that are better conductors of energy are the crocodiles, and as well the spidey, the insects that are the spiders. Those animals, both of them, are very good conducting energy. So when I killed the one that was the Spidey one, the other one was like the evolution way and appeared. Ah, but sorry, I said that it was me. I was not expecting to say that. So let's now come back to maths because many people are going to hide this what I said because they are gonna be envy or they are gonna try to rob my idea, and that's not good. I say the truth for everyone, and I don't want not even a monkey or gorilla singing to put you like in a dumb way. So pay attention here if you want. I mean, that's not mandatory because for everything, if you want to look for a bad excuse, you will always find. Look, okay. UI plus work plus sorry plus Q. I will tell you one secret. This formula is easier than what you think. Something that you have to understand is that in other versions it is like this A E, but I prefer this one. because I was even discussing with Jesus this morning before the Spidey that I killed and everything. I was discussing with Jesus that it doesn't have sense that this formula. I will show you the difference. You will understand. There is another one formula that is like this. Let me show it to you on here. It says like this: E1 is equal to EI plus W plus Q. And I will tell you one secret. It is not Q. In here, there are versions that say C. Okay? Because when you translate this one, I will make a glossary. Okay? Here it is like this: energy, work, and the last one, as it was C, it is like calor in Spanish. In this case, it is hotness. Or it can be, for example, P of presence. And that was what I was discussing with Jesus. That is better that instead of a C, it would be a P. It is kind of more logic. But I found on internet that there was another formula that has a Q, and that is even better. You know why? Because Q is like a question. And when we have a question, we are like asking if actually the object is there or if actually the object maybe is not there. And that's the thing. I mean, you see this, for example, but you can't guess if the earphones are there or are here because this can be a second extra that I have. See, but if I have a question mark, then that will bring up the opportunity for having an extra one. But if I don't have a question mark and I just put a C, I will just focus on one object itself. But that is not what I want. What I want is the presence. It can be the presence of a group of objects. For example, these two are two pencils. One is pen, right? And then the other is pencil, right? But both of them are in the same group of utilities, school utilities, okay? The school utilities. The school utilities usually are on the same group. And if they are on the same group, it's not good for you to focus on the hotness of something. Because I will tell you, for example, look, do you see these two? This pen, believe it or no, this doesn't have the same hotness as this. These have, if I am not wrong, this has a huger hotness or like energy way of presence than this one. But at the end, they should not be put like if they are not present. Let's say, for example, last example that I studied this morning, a cube of ice. Let's say that you have a cube of ice in the hand, but if you don't also take in consideration where is located the cube of ice, then the cube of ice, what is going to happen? It is not to endure or to be preserved for a long time. But if it is on a freezer, then it can stay for days, for example. So that's why the Q is better than the C or even than the E. Doesn't have sense because E comes from energy, but the energy is always present, usually only or when the object is present on one placing specifically. But the question is living like that energy like a container of energy. I see the question like a variable on software engineering. I don't know if you know what it is. A variable on software engineering can be whatever. And that's the thing. Okay, let's put here, for example, this was C, okay? Let's put, this is the pre hotness, let's say, calor. And let's put this bigger. You see this here? By the way, there are many people that say that I am doing this because I am in love, that I love a girl and blah 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 blah, and I am focused on her. No, I am doing this because I always liked maths, but I have it like hidden. You know why? Because um, I see maths like something that should not be too strict. And that's why I'm a software engineer instead of a math teacher, even though I know how to teach maths. Okay, I will make now the glossary of this. UT is total unit, okay? UI, which is also something that is mentioned on software engineering. UI is unit, let me see, intern unit. And you would say, what's that? I mean, what's inter units? Is that that's even possible? Yes, just like an example that I said here. You see this? This is usually something that has something on the inside, and that is inter unit. Okay? And W of work and Q of variable, let's say. Variable or container of energy. And that's it. That's everything. Because a container of energy can be a group of objects. Or, for example, let's say that you have a sister or a brother. Sometimes when you hug, for example, you give a hug to your sister. That is like a fountain of energy, believe it or no. And when you are, let's say that someone has, let's say that someone has flu, okay, and he his head is hurting. What he does is that he put ice on his head, and that is a container of energy. But what? Energy on a negative way, and that's why the hotness on your head goes down, and you get better of the sickness in a certain way. Fever, let's say. You know, you are you get? I know that you got that. You're getting it. So now let's solve this with one example really fast, and I'm going to make another video to explain the thermodynamism, okay? And after I explain the thermodynamism, I will explain the equivalence. But I won't do all of that today because today I have videos of software engineering that I want to do as well. Okay, unit. Unit total is like the whole compounding of everything that we have seen. Let's say that the total unit in this case is this container, okay? And this container has two earphones. Then we put here two earphones. As simple as that. Plus work. What is work? It is the energy that this usually transmit. And now here enters something different. What kind of energy this transmit? This transmit two types of energy. This transmit the Bluetooth that sends the the audio to where the interface or the artifact that is receiving the signal, and also it receives a, a charging, when it is out of charge. So those kind of energy we have to look for them on internet. Let's look for example, um, battery of 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 let's see, um, Bluetooth earphones. Um, and in here we're gonna put on equivalence. What is on equivalence? When I say on equivalence, is that I want it to show me the the voltage. It is. I can put it even like that: equivalence voltage or capacity. Let's take capacity. Okay, it's better to get the capacity than the voltage in this occasion, because remember that we want to get the presence of the object, and the capacity shows better the presence than the voltage. Voltage is like the offense way, but capacity is like the presence. It's like if I am going to play chess, and the presence of the chess and the pieces in there is the capacity of the chess. What is the capacity? 64 squares on the chess table. And the pieces, those are that's the capacity. Okay. Now let's look for battery of Bluetooth earphones. Let's see the brand. I don't know the brand of this. Let's go earphones. Sony earphones. And let's see here. And it says that it has a bundle with 1000 mAh. But I will tell you a secret. That's just to say a number. They sometimes they do that, and it's not true. We have to look for the truth one. 450 mAh. That sounds kind of more reasonable. But this one, you see this one? mAh and also WH. That's work hour. Look, this is exactly what I want. This is exactly what I want. I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna paste this. And I will tell you one thing. My earphones are not necessarily linked to this formula. I mean, this is one formula, and my earphones are my earphones. That doesn't have anything to do. We can take the you see the MIH. We can take that, and we can stay with the 40, the like 0.44 work hour. That means, for example, 44 minutes um working. Okay, and that's true. If you have seen my videos, these earphones usually last no more than an hour, but more than half of an hour. So let's continue. Now we're gonna make. You see the variable container here? The variable container here is as simple. Well, I want it to be bigger. I don't know why it doesn't allow me to. So I'm gonna create another one here. Let's erase this, and I don't know why it does not leave me to erase it. Okay. Okay. The Q is like the container of energy. Now, what is the container of energy? That is the most interesting part, and at the same time, is also the most difficult to find in certain way. But the container of energy, in this case, we're gonna focus. as the container of the charging energy. But we can focus on two ways. We can focus on the energy that is getting the time of work, or we can focus on the energy that charges the time of work. Those two ways are possible. I don't know if you get everything that I'm saying, but I know that what I'm saying is truth and is also valid. Okay, let's look for battery Bluetooth earphone, Sony earphones, charge. It's just a simple like no capacity. It's like la charge container um lifetime. That's the thing. Lifetime. Because if something is not seen, maybe it's because it's deaf, or maybe it's because uh, you forgot it, or if you don't see it charging, it's because it is overcharged. So when something goes out from its lifetime, sometimes is because it has been oppressed more than what it should be, or what actually should be, or actually nothing should be oppressed. But what I'm saying is the lifetime is the container of the energy. It's it's like Jesus. Have you ever wondered why Jesus crucifies himself? He crucifies is because he has like a lifetime, but he tries to purchase it as much as possible, and then he dies, and then he wake up again. Okay, here says that the lifetime of the Sony WH is 50 hours of battery. Okay, let's put here 50. Why we're gonna put 50? Because here is work hours, and we have to have something that is related to the argument that is on the left. We should not use something that is not related. We can even put here the age as well, and that will be nothing. Okay. Now, if we solve this formula, it is going to be like this. Let's see if I can erase this. Oh, I don't get why it does not erase. Let's just remove it from the canvas, and that's it. Okay, you see this here, I'm gonna copy and paste, and now I'm going to solve it. Let's open the calc here, and here I'm going to put a scientific one. Let's put 2 plus 0.44 plus 50. That's 52 uh, work hours for that unit. And that's, believe it or no, that's the result. 52, let's see, that's 44 work hours. And we should put this like this, okay? Why we have to put this like this? Because this means that it is multiplied, for example, by the days. If I don't use the earphones, for example, today, but I use them, let's say, 5 days consecutively, but I charge them and then I use them again. I charge them and then I use them again. This is going to be multiplied, once and another again. Maybe you are arguing. You will say, but right now, this formula is not explaining He's not explaining the lifetime of the earphones, for example, and it's truth. but it is explaining the lifetime of the work time of the earphones. So it is not focused on how long it will stay, but it is focused on how long it will stay working. And that's okay because we should not focus on, but let's say, for example, you see this notebook, whatever, but it will not always be with white papers, for me to feel them. Same thing with the earphones. So see you in the next video. Remember that Jesus Christ loves you as no one else, and don't let anyone else to turn off the hope of Jesus in your heart. Bye bye.